this entire process is so expensive that in case you want to really bring it back to another product or do any changes, I don't think it is going to be so easy and so economically affordable. That's why it is a very risky business. It has a lot of entry barriers. First of all, it's a very, very highly regimented kind of a business where you need to really have very long gestation period to really think the ideas, to convert them into some kind of a protos, try it out, do some ground test, do yourselves all those simulations and satisfy it on your computers before you can offer it to a user. And once you offer it to a user, it has to undergo extensive testing, and this entire process is so expensive that in case you want to really bring it back to another product or do any changes, I don't think it is going to be so easy and so economically affordable. That's why it is a very risky business. It has a lot of entry barriers. Those who are there in it, they really try to exploit the situation of them being there in this situation. And the important point is that there are very limited code standards and specifications. Whatever data has been generated by the OEMs as on date in the rest of the world or within India, it's kept for themselves. It is not something which is easily shareable. And that really creates a problem to really, how do we really do marketing of our own products, or how do you really get involved into suggesting any changes to a government or help them in making kind of strategies for, currently we are hearing here in India, Atmanirbhar. Banning 209 parts is very easy, but now how to really produce them in India? Because only 60 to 70% of those parts are actually produced in India. Balance 30-40% is coming from abroad. So just only banning it, is it going to solve our problem? Or do we have to really put in the fundamental research and really do all those 108 technologies which are vital for making this 209 parts to be successfully manufactured in India? So it has many different complications, and those countries who are actually having a full control right from their raw materials to bought out, so their own standard specifications, their own test facilities like high altitude test facilities, and there are many test facilities and the test rigs which India doesn't have it. How do we really qualify? I know some of my friends from industries, those who made the guns and rifles and bulletproof jackets, but there was no provision in our laws to really test it out. So to what extent are we really going to stretch ourselves to whether we should stretch only to designing and making a product, or should we stretch to suggesting what changes the law should really bring in, the legal department should really work onto it. So it's a multifold approach which is required today for us.